Melody, and since I'm Melody, I guess that's the reason why I have to talk.
We trying to do this, or first off noticing that I did this, we ended up with quite a range of composers and music for this program. Svalink gets the honor of being the oldest. He was born in 1562. So this is, it's a theme and variations, and it's manuals only, which means it's only the keyboards. I don't use a pedal for this. And I'm jumping ahead of myself slightly here because this could technically fit into our show and tell portion in a few minutes. But I wanted to explain the reason that this probably doesn't have so much pedal work is because at that time, organs didn't really have pedals. They were just, it was around that time that the pedal was being developed more, but it wasn't quite to the point where it was common to use it a lot, and it wasn't quite to the point where they would put heavy parts like melodies and such in the pedal. So Svalink was actually one of the first people who started to use pedal a little bit more, but this particular piece doesn't have it. This is, like I said, it's a theme and variations. I've always thought that composers tend to not have much imagination when it comes to naming different movements in their songs. You know, they'll put in andante or allegro, and usually that refers to the speed that the song is being played, which as a performer, I already know, but you usually give me separate instructions as far as how fast to play it. For the audience, as soon as I start playing it, you'll know how fast I'm going. So I kind of think that, composers should be a little bit kinder to the audience and title their pieces in ways that will help you. Like they could say, this one's 5 minutes, prepare yourself. Or, this one's really hard, appreciate what they're doing up there. So because I'm just that generous type of person, I thought it'd be nice to rename the variations of this song for you guys. So there's 4 variations. First one I'm naming basically the theme, because it's basically the theme. For a lot of times people will play the theme, which is, the original song, and then they'll go into the variations. In this case, the first variation is so much like the original theme that I'm just starting with variation 1. Second variation, I am titling Awkward Page Turn. I considered asking someone to turn pages for me on this, but it's just this one page turn that's awkward, and I thought it'd be nice for you guys, get a feel for what it's like when I practice having to turn all my own pages. Besides, what else could I have named it if I had someone turning pages for me? Variation 3, I'm naming scales, 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 and more scales. This one just goes crazy. I posted a picture a few weeks ago when I was practicing social media with this movement and just pink sticky notes all over it, all the places that I need to work on, because it's just crazy. Scales up and down and everywhere. You'll know it when you hear it. And the 4th and final variation, I'm titling Keep Breathing, It's Not Your Fingers That Are About to Fall Off. Please enjoy. the show because there's a lot more telling than there is showing. But I realized that, a lot of people just aren't familiar with pipe organ and even how it works. So I just kind of wanted to go over the basics of how pipe organ works. So first of all, the sound is from pipes. And pipes come in different sizes and shapes that you can see. These were special order off of eBay. Wonderful site. But often they're made out of wood pipes that give a more fluty sound. Then we have, metal pipes as well that are made of different types and mixtures of metal. The size of the pipe has to do with the tune that you hear, the tone that you hear. Small pipes and you'll get pipes as big as your pinky. Really high screechy notes. And then you get, really deep sounds, and there are some pipes, probably not on this organ, but on bigger organs that are literally big enough for you to crawl through. They're just that big around to give the deep sound. And also the height of the pipe makes a difference. The small pipes are shorter, and usually on an organ, the different sounds that you get often are named by the length of the pipe. So like an 8-foot pipe will give you the same sound as if you played that note on a piano. A 4-foot pipe would sound like an octave higher. A 16-foot pipe would sound like an octave lower. Usually 16 is the lowest that we get on this organ. But some organs will have 32-foot pipes. Some even have 64-foot pipes, and at that point you kind of are feeling the note more than you're actually hearing it because it's so low. So pipes are really made to imitate different instruments. We have sort of a basic organ sound, and then there's also pipes that are made, to imitate strings or flutes, or even, reeds like trumpets and oboes, which this organ in particular doesn't have any. We have, strings and flutes on this. So I want to just pass these around. First of all, how is that? And in this one as well, this has, because it's metal, it has a much different sound to it. Just almost a lighter. So I just want to kind of pass these around so people can look at them. This particular one is actually just broken. The stem isn't there, but it still works. So pipes are what give, or the actual sound that we're hearing from the organ, but how do we go from playing on a keyboard to the pipes, and what are all those knobs that get pulled out? Because those are kind of crazy. So there are different types of action on organs. So when I press the note, depending on the organ, something different happens in the guts of the organ to make that pipe sound. So we have air bellows, which nowadays are all electric, but back in the day, you had people back there pumping to supply the air to go to the pipes. When I press that note, depending on the type of organ it is, a lot of the more modern, recently built organs, it's an electrical connection of some sort, and I don't know anything much about electricity except that when I flip the switch, hopefully the light comes on. So I don't know what all that is, but this organ in particular is tracker action. And what that means is that when I push a key, it's literally activating a series of levers. So I push this down, which pulls this up, which pushes that up, and it goes through a whole series to actually open up the valve, allowing air to that pipe. What that means is that the louder that I play, the harder it is for me to play. Because when I play louder, that means that I'm allowing air to multiple pipes. So when I push the note, I'm not just pulling open so air can go to one pipe, I'm pulling it open so air can go to however many pipes that I have set. And the pipes that I have set are called ranks. So each sound on the organ is considered a rank. And there will be, like, if it's wooden pipes, maybe your flute sound, you'll have all the notes on the keyboard will have a pipe corresponding to that. And when I pull out, we call it a stop. When I pull that out, it allows airflow to that entire rank, that entire set of pipes. Then when I press each individual note, it'll open up the valve and let the air go to that specific pipe. So tracker action action, I'm actually, with my hands, literally pushing, and it pulls out levers, and so the more ranks I have on, the more stops I have pulled, the harder it is for me to play. Whereas on organs that don't have a tracker action, or electric or whatever, it doesn't make a difference how many stops you have pulled. It feels the same when you play. Another thing is you can, we call it coupling manuals. So if I'm playing on one keyboard, this keyboard has a set of stops, set of pipes specifically for that keyboard. The next keyboard up has pipes specifically for that one. They don't usually interchange, but what I can do is I can couple the manuals, and that's basically I'm pulling out another stop. But this one, instead of opening up airflow to another set of pipes, what it does is it connects the keyboards. So the sound on the top keyboard now gets transferred to the bottom. So that when I'm playing on the bottom, I'm actually playing both the bottom and the top, just with my fingers. And you may have noticed, I think probably the first piece I did, that I might be playing on the bottom keyboard and some of the top ones are pressing down like a player piano. That's because I have the manuals coupled. And it's really only on tracker organs that it'll look like that when I'm playing. The notes will still be pushing down on the other keyboard. On more modern organs, you can have them coupled, and it'll transfer the sound, but you won't see it. It'll just look like you're just playing on the bottom keyboard. So, and that also adds weight, especially with this organ. There's because of the tracker action, there's rarely pieces that I can't play with the manuals just because my fingers aren't strong enough to be pushing down two keyboards at once. So I usually leave that coupling until the very end to pull out and give it a little bit bigger sound just for the ending of the song. Trying to think what else. Are there any questions? I'm not an organ expert, but if people have questions, I'll do my best because I've crawled around in the guts of an opera. But that's basically how the general idea of how a pipe organ works. So the more stops I allow, it's just allowing airflow to sets of pipes, and then as I play. And you can also couple the manuals or the keyboards to the pedal, and I do that a lot. And it's not such a big deal because my feet are so much stronger than my fingers that it doesn't make a difference. But you'll still see the notes pressing on the keyboards because it's coupled down. So, a lot of organs also have what they call memory presets. So when I pull out stops, I usually have a combination of, some songs I'll just play with one, but often I'm playing with a combination of sounds. And for a lot of organs, they have it set so that I can preset this sound, and then when I get to a song, instead of having to pull out 5 or 6 different stops, I just hit one button and they all come on. This organ doesn't have that because it's older, but a lot of the newer ones have that, and those are called memory presets. The next piece on the program is actually it's Edward Elgar, and this is one that I liked it enough that I really wanted to kind of challenge myself and do it on this organ. But it was a little bit tricky to play on this organ because this organ doesn't have those memory presets. And this piece starts out kind of soft, then it builds up. And often when we're playing a piece like that, we'll use those presets to build up so that instead of having to reach over and pull out stops in the middle of playing, we just sort of hit a button and they automatically come on. And it's just much easier logistically to hit that button than to be jumping back and forth between the keyboards and the stops. So this next song, it's a really lovely piece. But because we don't have the memory presets, it was a little bit of a challenge to set up the sound for it, and you'll have to excuse a little bit of Naphtali awkwardly pulling out clunky stops halfway through the song. So this is Edward Elgar, Nimrod from Enigma Variations, originally written for orchestra, and this is just a setting of it that I found for organ.